What's a small act of love you saw that left a big impact on you? I was working as a teaching assistant at Jefferson Middle School when I met him. Mason, the janitor everyone ignored. This place was rough. Broken everything. Kids who didn't care. Teachers who'd given up. But Mason? He showed up every day at 6 a.m. with this old thermos of coffee and got to work like it was the nicest school in the district. There was this one kid, Elijah, 6th grader, maybe 70 pounds, soaking wet. Every single day after the final bell, he'd sit outside the main office on this cracked plastic chair, just sitting there with his backpack, picking at the zipper for hours. The secretaries figured his ride was late. Principal thought he was waiting for detention kids to clear out. Nobody really cared enough to ask. Just another problem kid taking up space. But Mason noticed. He always noticed the ones nobody else saw. One Tuesday in October, I'm grading papers when I hear Mason's voice in the hallway. "You all right there, buddy?" He's talking to Elijah, who's doing his usual zombie routine on that chair. Kid just nods, doesn't look up. Mason could have kept walking. Should have kept walking. He had a whole building to clean before his shift ended. Instead, he sits down right next to him, pulls out this beat-up brown bag and unwraps a peanut butter sandwich, tears it in half, hands one piece to Elijah without saying a word. Elijah stares at it for like 30 seconds, then takes it. They eat in complete silence for 10 minutes before Mason gets up and goes back to work. Next day, same thing. Mason sits down, shares his sandwich, doesn't ask questions. This goes on for 2 weeks. I'm watching from my classroom window thinking this is the weirdest friendship I've ever seen. Then one afternoon, Elijah actually talks. Not much, just, "Thanks for the sandwich, Mr. Mason." But Mason lights up like the kid just gave him $1 million. "Course, buddy. You hungry? I got cookies, too." That's when Elijah breaks. Starts crying right there in the hallway. Mason doesn't panic or call for backup. Just sits there while this kid falls apart. Turns out Elijah wasn't waiting for a ride. He was hiding. His mom's boyfriend had this temper, see? Real mean drunk who worked construction until 5:30 every day. If Elijah got home before the guy left for his night shift, things got ugly. Bruises, yelling, worse. So Elijah had it timed perfect. Sit at school until 5:45, walk home, coast was clear. Mason's face went white when he heard this. I could see him processing it, figuring out what to do. Any normal person would have marched straight to the principal, called child services, made it official. Mason did something different. Next day, he shows up with a key. "Follow me, buddy." Takes Elijah down to the janitor's closet by the gym. Inside, he set up this little space. Old folding chair, plug-in heater, stack of books, even a mini fridge with juice boxes. "You can wait in here from now on. Door locks from the inside. Nobody bothers you." Elijah's eyes go huge. "I can really use this?" "Every day if you need to. Safe as houses." For the next 3 months, that's where Elijah went after school. I'd see Mason check on him around 4 p.m., bring him snacks, help with homework sometimes. They'd talk about normal stuff. Video games, basketball, what Elijah wanted to be when he grew up. Kid transformed. Started smiling, raised his hand in class, made friends. Still thin as a rail and wearing the same 3 shirts, but he wasn't that scared little ghost anymore. Then, one Friday in January, Elijah shows up to the closet with this crumpled piece of paper. Hands it to Mason like it's made of gold. It's a drawing. Crayon sketch of the janitor's closet, but he'd made it look like a castle. Big wooden door, stone walls, even a little flag on top. At the bottom in wobbly kid handwriting, "My safe place. Thank you, Mr. Mason." Mason stares at this thing for 5 minutes. I think he's gonna cry. Instead, he tapes it up on the closet wall like it's the Mona Lisa. That weekend, Mason calls child services, tells them everything. Monday morning, 2 social workers show up. By Wednesday, Elijah's living with his aunt across town. Safe for real this time. Last day before the transfer, Elijah comes to find Mason during lunch. Kid's holding this new backpack, clean clothes, looking healthy for the first time all year. "I'm gonna miss our castle," he says. Mason kneels down to eye level. "You don't need castles anymore, buddy. You're brave enough to face dragons now." They hug goodbye, and I swear every teacher in that hallway had something in their eye.